see every single pitch, not video-wise, but informationally the pitch. Swung on and driven into left field. That's a base hit on a hanger. And Rodriguez has a 2-out single for the Mustangs in the top of the first inning on that line shot. That'll send up Wes Anderson. He was 1 for 4 against Weld Central. Had a double as his only hit. Let's see if Langford is going to send Rodriguez at all with 2 down. Short lead at first. The stretch by Vigil. And the offering. Changeup is well outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They're passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving American good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. And the 1-0. Changeup is foul to the screen. Count is at 1-1 to Wes Anderson. Fort Morgan has some nice balance at the top with 3 left-handed hitters. One ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. Top of the first inning. No score in Thornton between the Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines. Vigil delivers, and the curveball is grounded foul up the first base side. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of the few curveballs he's thrown so far during this 12-pitch first inning. One and 2 to Anderson. Rodriguez with a very conservative lead at first. Behringer lays down the sign. And Vigil comes home. Curveball is in the dirt. Nice job of Anderson staying disciplined. 2 balls and 2 strikes. With James Blackston in the on-deck circle. Let's see if Rodriguez takes off anytime soon. He's going, and that pitch is swung on, grounded on the right side towards the second baseman, Gutierrez, to his left, sidearms to first. Anderson is retired. And the Mustangs are done in the top of the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the first. Fort Morgan does not score, and Skyview is coming to bat right here on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs did not score in the top of the first inning. As we head to the bottom of the first. And let's get to the Skyview starting lineup. Batting first is the center fielder, Eswir Contreras. Joel Arteaga, the third baseman, at second. Kenny Chavez at short is the third hitter. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Brandon Behringer. Austin Braswell, the right fielder, hits fifth. Ricardo Valderrama, the left fielder, bats sixth. Marcos Gomez at first hits seventh. Second baseman, Brian Gutierrez, bats eighth. And the pitcher, Diego Vigil, is batting ninth. The Mustangs have Wes Anderson at first. Reyes Rodriguez at second. The third baseman is Austin Cosman. At short is Tony Zwedzig. Around the outfield, James Blackston in left. Kyle Daniels in center. Juan Aguilar in right. Behind the plate is Joey Schneider. And Jared Bones' first pitch goes to the screen on a fastball. To the right-hander, Eswir Contreras. Bones' last outing was a victory 2 weeks ago against Weld Central. Wind and pitch. Swung on and tapped right back towards the mound. Bohm to his right, sets, throws, and there's one down. One down as Contreras is retired. That'll send up Joel Arteaga. Arteaga hitting from the left side for Skyview this afternoon. Schneider gets a side from Coach Langford, and the pitch, and the breaking ball is taken down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. And Bohm likes to work quickly. The offering, swung on and driven towards right field. That's a base hit as Aguilar plays it on a hop. And Arteaga is on with 1 out. And the shortstop, the right-handed hitting Kenny Chavez, will step in for the Wolverines. If you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up. Pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selection. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Great food at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. And the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. Just click on today's game. You'll see everything that has happened right up to this point. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at B106 for inning-by-inning updates. The pitch, again, low with a breaking ball. 2 balls and no strikes to Kenny Chavez. Adega at first with a 1-step lead. No threat to run based on that lead. Bohm stretches. Throw back to first, back and diving is Adega. The stretch and the 2-0. Swung on and popped up extremely high in the infield on the right side. Rodriguez settles under it, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. Two down in the first for Brendan Behringer. Another right-handed hitter, the catcher for Skyview. Hitting with an open stance. It's far off that plate, but he's a big guy. He can extend. And the offering. And the breaking ball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Behringer. Rockies coming up against the Marlins. First pitch at 5:10 on 1010 KSIR. Third of that 4-game set. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Was challenged with a fastball, and the count is level at 1-1. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any type of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters, and that pitch is a little bit high. Boy, that was close. 2 balls and 1 strike, just a little bit above the belt. To Brendan Behringer. Short lead at first for Adega. And the offering. The curveball is right down the middle of the plate. It's strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A man on. No score in the bottom of the first inning between the Mustangs and the Skyview Wolverines. Bohm gets the sign. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball, and Behringer strikes out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the second. Fort Morgan, nothing. Skyview, nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. Let's hit the second inning. No score between Fort Morgan and Skyview in Thornton. Both pitchers, Diego Vigil of Skyview and Jared Bohm of Fort Morgan, allowed a base hit in the opening inning. The Mustangs will send up James Blackston, Jared Bohm, and Tony Zwedzig. And if the first inning is any indication, we'll have a nice quick ball game here. Here is Blackston with a slightly open stance. That means the back foot is closer to the plate than the front foot. Here's the wind and pitch, and the changeup is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Behringer lays down the sign. And Blackston awaits. Swing and a miss out in front of that changeup. The count is level at 1-1. Got to wait on this pitcher. Vigil's going to be very deceptive throughout the course of the game. Kyle Daniels throws a nice changeup for the Mustangs, but he will pitch on Friday in Fort Morgan. Here's the 1-1 offering. In the dirt, bounced it up there. Ball 2, strike 1. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car truck of your choice. They serve all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. The pitch swung on and popped up on the right side. The second baseman Gutierrez under it makes the catch. And there's 1 down. That's normally what happens with a changeup. You get out in front and you swing underneath the baseball and hit the bottom of it. Here is Jared Bohm hitting in the 6th spot. Reyes Rodriguez had a first inning hit for the Mustangs. And Joel Adega delivered a first innings hit, a single for Skyview. The pitch outside with a changeup. One ball and no strikes. The wind and offering. That changeup is a strike on the outside corner. Thigh high, and the count is level at 1-1 strike. No score, top of the second inning. 1 out, the base is empty in Thornton in this Colorado 7 league game. And the offering. Swung on that one, has popped up extremely high into right center field. Contreras is under it, makes the one-handed grab, and there's 2 down. 2 down for Tony Zwedzik. And that's the thing, the Mustangs are not waiting the first time around. That's why they've hit a lot of pop-ups here. Got to wait a split second longer than you hit it on the line like Rodriguez did in the first. The wind and pitch. And that bounces up there. 1 ball and no strikes. To Zwedzik. The delivery. Swung on and grounded on the left side in the hole at short. Setting and throwing a little bit high, but staying on the bag for Skyview was the first baseman Gomez as Kenny Chavez made the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Diego Vigil. Let's get to the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan nothing, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. 0-0, Fort Morgan and Skyview in Thornton. As we head to the bottom of the second inning. And Jared Bohm will contend with a left-handed hitter to begin this frame for Skyview. Wind and pitch. Swung on and lined and caught by the first baseman, Anderson. Liner went off the end of the bat. Anderson was able to make the play as the left-handed hitting Austin Braswell was retired on 1 pitch. Wind and offering, and that's there for a strike with a fastball to the right-handed hitting Ricardo Balderrama. No balls and 1 strike. Now the sun has disappeared, but no threatening clouds. The offering. Fastball, and did he go? He did. Check swing, but he went through, according to the home plate umpire. No balls and 2 strikes to Balderrama. Bohm has thrown only 15 pitches and retired 4 batters already. And the 0-2, way outside. That was a waste pitch on a breaking ball. Yeah, you want to waste a pitch, but when you throw it that badly, there's no way that the hitter's going to bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The offering. Swung on and grounded weakly on the left side. Zwedzik in the hole at short. Sets, throws, and there's 2 down. 2 down in the home half of the second for Marcos Gomez. Hitting from the left side for Skyview. Neither team has been able to generate much offense in the early going. Both teams have a base hit. Wind and pitch. Fastball is up and away. Got us at 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and offering. Swung on and popped down out of play up the left side to Gomez. And the count is level at 1-1. Well, in these games, when you get deeper into the game, puts the onus on the visiting team to score because home team obviously has last at bat. The pitch. Swung on, line foul up the third base side. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gomez. Jared Bohm gets the sign from Schneider. And the offering. Curveball is down and in. The count levels at 2-2. Your one-stop center for home improvement projects, Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street, in Brush for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Curveball swung on and missed. And Bohm, for the second straight inning, strikes out the final hitter. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jared Bohm. Let's head to the third after the break. Fort Morgan nothing. Skyview nothing. This is B106 and B106.com. It'll be Austin Cosman, Joey Schneider, and Kyle Daniels to begin the third for Fort Morgan. No score. As Diego Vigil of Skyview and Jared Bohm of Fort Morgan throwing up 0 so far. Both teams have 1 hit. Cosman, the right-handed hitting third baseman, awaits the first pitch. Here it is. Line foul up the third base side. Just foul on that changeup which hung in the strike zone. The count is at 0-1. Last year, the first game between these two teams was a well-played 5-0 Fort Morgan victory as David Mendez picked up the victory for the Mustangs going the distance. Second game, not so good, as the Mustangs exceeded 20 runs on this field. Different story, of course, in 2014, because the first of these two games is in Thornton. Last year's game here was on a Friday, the second of the two games. And the 0-1, and the curveball stays high. One ball and one strike to Cosman. Behringer lays down the sign, and the pitch. Changeup is low. 2-1. Big gap in right center if Cosman goes that way, but he pulled that first pitch. 2-1 offering, way outside. Ball 3, strike 1 to Austin Cosman to lead off the third. Here for the Mustangs, no score. No team has had a runner as far as second. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. That's up and in with a changeup, and Cosman walks. That'll bring up Joey Schneider. And we know that head coach Josh Langford likes to play some small ball. Let's see what he does here. The third baseman, Ortega, playing on the edge of the grass. The stretch by Vigil. The right-hander comes home squaring to bunt, and he lays it down foul into the Mustang dugout on the first base side. Count is a no balls and 1 strike. Yeah, if you go up the first baseline, that'll get the job done because Marcos Gomez is holding on the runner Cosman. Will Schneider try to bunt again? No balls and 1 strike. Throw back the first, back in diving is Cosman. Oh, we'll do it again. Schneider settling back in. Vigil with a stretch. And the offering, squaring to bunt, and it's up and in. He pops it up, and it's going to drop right in front of the catcher. Behringer throws to second for the out. Cosman is out. He had to slightly hold up at first because the ball was popped up. So that's a fielder's choice. That'll go 2-4 as the second baseman Gutierrez took the throw. Yeah, not the bunt that he wanted. That'll bring up Kyle Daniels. The stretch. Daniels 0 for 1. The changeup is taken for a ball. Daniels popped to left in the first inning. One ball, no strikes, 1 on, 1 out, no score. Fort Morgan and Skyview in the top of the third inning in Thornton. A 1.5 lead for Schneider. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, that changeup. And Daniels was out in front. The count is level at 1-1. And Daniels with plenty of speed as well, so a bunt is never out of the realm of possibility, although he was swinging away there. And the pitch. Changeup is popped down the left field line, but that's twisting foul, and it's 1-2. Daniels waited nicely on that one. A good idea, but hard to keep it square against this changeup right-hander in Diego Vigil. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the wind begins to pick up a little bit here in Thornton. The stretch. And the offering. Line down the right field line. That's trouble, and that's fair. That's headed for the corner as Braswell gives chase. Around second is Schneider's headed to third. The ball is bobbled out there. Daniels is going to end up with a triple. Schneider will score, and the Mustangs lead 1-0, and the ball is loose in the infield. And, they're going to say that Schneider's got to be sent back to third because apparently the ball went underneath the screen over there. So it's an automatic double. Well, that's crazy. I mean, that run would have scored easily. It looked like he bobbled the ball out there initially instead of it going underneath the screen. Well, now the umpires are going to converse. But that ball clearly did not go underneath the screen until it was bobbled by the right fielder. That should be a triple and an RBI. Well, going to keep him at third, but that's a horrible call. That is a horrible call. The Mustangs will have runners at second and third, and Josh Langford obviously not happy about that. The Mustangs should be leading 1-0. Instead, they've got second and third with 1 out. And Chris Anderson at the plate. Now, the ball goes underneath the cage over there before the fielder touches it. Then it's an automatic double. But in that case, the fielder touched it first, and then it went underneath the screen. Anderson lined to right center in the opening frame. Yeah, I think the umpire just missed that one. That's pretty clear. Stretched by Vigil, and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a changeup in the dirt. No balls and 1 strike. At third is Schneider. Daniels at second. The stretch and the offering outside with another changeup. The count is left at 1 ball and 1 strike. Anything on the ground of the infield, with the exception of a bouncer right back to the mound, will score a run. 1-1 to Anderson. And the offering. Swung on line towards left center field. That's a base hit. Schneider will score easily. Around third is Daniels. He will score. It's a 2-run single for Chris Anderson. And the Mustangs lead 2-0 in the top of the third inning. Well, the run scored either way. That'll bring up Reyes Rodriguez. Rodriguez had a base hit in his first at bat. The stretch. Vigil with a long pause. And the pitch is a strike with a changeup on the outer half. It is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Rodriguez. Stepping off the mound is Vigil. Again, you can follow us pitch by pitch, KSIRsports.com, or if you just want updates, on Twitter at B106, the offering, or Facebook. And the breaking ball is a strike. Landing beautifully there. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. The Mustangs with a 2-0 lead in the third. Barringer setting up on the outside corner. And the pitch. Swung on and missed on a ball in the dirt. And Rodriguez cannot take off because first base is occupied. And he strikes out. And I don't think the ball was tipped, even though Rodriguez is claiming that it was. I didn't see it tipped or hear it tipped. That's what Coach Langford is asking. And let's see if it goes down as a strikeout. They're going to call him out. So there's 2 down. Yeah, if he tipped it, nobody could really tell from this angle. Rodriguez thought he tipped it slightly. Here's Wes Anderson, who grounded out in his opening at bat. with Anderson at first base. That'd be Chris Anderson, and west of the plate, the stretch by Vigil. And the offering. Changeup swung on and missed, and Anderson pulled that right foot. He was so far out in front that had he made contact with a baseball, it would have gone just a few feet. 0-1 to Anderson. Again, a short lead for Chris Anderson, who delivered a 2-run single. The pitch. That changeup is outside. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. The outfield playing Anderson straight away, even though he can pull very nicely. The offering. Swung on. That is pulled into the right center field gap. That's going to roll for a while. Anderson is around first, but it's cut off nicely over there by the right fielder Braswell. Advancing to third is Anderson. And that'll send up James Blackston with runners at the corners and 2 down. Here's a chance for the Mustangs to extend a 2-0 lead. Blackston popped to the second baseman Gutierrez in his first plate appearance. Stretched by Vigil with the runners taking their leads and 2 down in the top of the third. And the pitch. Changeup is a ball. A little bit away. 1 ball, no strikes. The sun has reappeared, and stays like this, it'll be an excellent climate for a game to last the duration. And the 1-0 swung on. That is grounded on the left side in the hole and off the glove of the shortstop Chavez into left field. We'll call that a base hit because Blackston hit it in that hole. Scoring for the Mustangs is Chris Anderson. They now lead 3-0. Give Blackston the RBI. Advancing to second was Wes Anderson. Here's Jared Bohm, who's 0 for 1. He popped out in his first at bat. Vigil stretches. And the pitch up and in with the off-speed pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the stretch by Vigil. And the offering. Swung on. That is popped up extremely high on the left side of the infield. Settling under it is the third baseman, Ortega. He makes the catch. And the inning is over. However, the Mustangs do some damage. Here in the top of the third inning, they score 3 runs. They do it on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 2.5 complete. Fort Morgan 3, Skyview nothing on B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan 3, Skyview nothing. As we move to the bottom of the third inning, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Brian Gutierrez, Diego Vigil, and Esquire Contreras, against the right-hander, Jared Bohm. Gutierrez hitting from the right side, and the pitch is down and away with a fastball. Count is at 1-0. And the pitch. Breaking ball is right there for a strike, belt high. Count levels at 1-1. Wind by Bohm. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt with a curveball. Ball 2, strike 1. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. 921 Edison Street in Brush, open 6 days a week and open early. 2-1 to Gutierrez. The offering. Swing and foul tip to the plate. Challenged him with a fastball. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mustangs with a 3-0 lead on a 2-run single by Chris Anderson and an RBI single from James Blackston, all in that top of the third inning. We're in the bottom half of the frame. And for some reason, Bohm, Schneider, and the home plate umpire are out in front of the mound having a conversation. Not sure what that's about unless Schneider took that ball off part of his body and is just trying to buy some time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brian Gutierrez, the second baseman for Skyview. Bohm gets the sign and the pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. The top of the third began with a walk to Austin Cosman, and even though he was eliminated on a fielder's choice, set the tone. 3-2 offering. Swung on in line towards left field. That's a base hit to begin the third for Gutierrez. Second hit of the game for Skyview. Here comes the pitcher, Diego Vigil. Oh, he finally has some offense going in this game as the Mustangs have 5 hits, and now the Wolverines with a couple. Throw back to first, back in diving is Gutierrez. We are live pitch by pitch, KSIRsports.com. Click on today's game, and you'll see all the details. And taking a huge lead in a jump, it's a strike to throw to second and a hop, and it bounces into center field. Gutierrez was well off towards second even before Bohm delivered to the plate, so Schneider had no chance. So it's a stolen base for Gutierrez. Bohm stretches. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he lays it up the first base side. Bohm is going to field. He'll throw to first with a second baseman, Rodriguez, covering. Advancing to third is Gutierrez. There's one down. As that sacrifice is successful, 1-4. With one out. That'll send up the top of the lineup. Wind and pitch. Curveball is over the plate for a strike at the knees. It is 0-1 to Esquire Contreras, the offering. Fastball is high. One ball, one strike. And the pitch. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perhaps Bohm has got a strikeout pitch in him. He's going to need it if he wants to preserve the shutout here. 1-2 to Contreras. The pitch. Curveball is lifted into left center field. That is going a long way. Daniels is back towards the track, and that ball is up against the bottom of the fence on 2 hops. Scoring is Gutierrez. Contreras into second with an RBI double, and Skyview draws to within 2. It's 3-1 on that long fly ball. Contreras had to reach for that pitch, but a nice job hitting that baseball, and they're right back in this game. The stretch and the offering to Ortega is a curveball for a strike. On the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The offering. Swung on, and that is lined slowly up the middle. Shortstop behind the bag. Zwedzik sidearms to first for the out. And now Anderson is going to throw to third, and the throw, and they're going to run back Contreras, who's tagged out by Cosman. That'll be a 6-3-5 double play. The inning is over. 1 run for Skyview. They get an RBI double from Contreras. There were a couple of hits and nobody left. Let's head to the fourth. Fort Morgan 3, Skyview 1 on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Thornton, and on the first pitch of the 4th inning, Tony Zwedzik hits a line shot to left field, but it's caught by Ricardo Valderrama as Zwedzik now is 0 for 2. Valderrama barely had to move. Fort Morgan leading 3-1. Here is Austin Cosman. The pitch. Swing and fouled off the catcher. To the screen, it's 0-1. 3 runs on 5 hits for Fort Morgan. 1 run on 3 hits for Skyview. The Mustangs have stranded 3. Skyview has stranded 1. The wind and offering. The breaking ball is over but low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, Gutierrez made a base running, or Contreras, I should say, made the base running mistake. He held up on the ball, hit up the middle, and then took off for third as the ball was thrown to first, and then Anderson threw to Cosman, and Contreras was nailed easily. The breaking ball stays high. Ball 2, strike 1. We're in the 4th inning. All the runs being scored in the 3rd. 3 by the Mustangs, 1 by the Wolverines. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cosman. Wind and pitch in the dirt with a changeup. 51 pitches thrown so far by Vigil. 31 of those for balls, or for strikes, I should say. With the bases empty and 1 down in the 4th. 3-1. Swung on and driven into deep left center field, way back towards the track. Goodbye, a home run for Austin Cosman. The Mustangs get the run back. Fort Morgan 4, Skyview 1. And that thing was tattooed. It was pretty much a no-doubter, as Joey Schneider will now hit. Nice extension there by the Mustang third baseman. Giving that a country ride. Waiting for another ball to come back into play. Here's Schneider. The pitch. Change up, a strike on the outer half of the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Line and offering in the dirt. Count levels out at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. To Joey Schneider. The pitch. Swung on. That ball is driven into deep left center field. Way back there towards the track is Contreras. It's off the bottom of the fence. No, it went over the fence. Off the bounce. It's an automatic double. A ground rule double for Joey Schneider. T.J. Bauer will be the courtesy runner. And the Mustangs now waiting on that breaking ball, as Schneider did there very nicely. Kyle Daniels will step in. Another ball that was drilled. Certainly was a no-doubter, and with the way that Bohm is pitching, if the Mustangs keep tallying runs, could be big-time trouble here for the Skyview Wolverine team. Daniels had a big double in his last at-bat. Stretch and pitch. Changeup is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Popped to left in the 1st inning, so Daniels at 1 for 2. Fort Morgan threatening to extend a 4-1 lead. Stretch by Vigil. And the offering. And that is a strike. A little bit high, but it called a strike with a changeup. And the count is level. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 in, 1 on. That is 1 out. The left-handed Daniels awaits the pitch. Change up in the dirt. 2-1. Yeah, with a change-up Vigil is throwing. His arm won't get tired. 2-1 to Daniels. Fort Morgan leading 4-1. Austin Cosman has delivered a home run in this 4th inning. Berenger lays down the sign, and the 2-1 swung on and popped up, and that is going to be out of play behind the screen, and the count moves to 2-2. Now you could tell, if you could hear that, it landed our way here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado When you need ice, don't just settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle Daniels awaits the pitch, and here it is. Swung on and hit in the air into left field. And racing in, still racing and trying to make the catch. It's off the glove of the left fielder as advancing to third is Bauer. As Balderrama didn't read that right off the bat and had to make a diving stab at it. So Bauer advances only 1 base, and Daniels ends up at second with a double.
Defense! Skyview, let's play some defense, boys!
Now the Mustangs are threatening again. On that pop fly double into shallow left field. That'll bring up Chris Anderson. He's already got a 2-run single that came 1 inning ago. Skyview's playing the infield back. Stretched by Vigil. And the pitch. Swung on. That is popped up. And that is headed out of play towards the screen. The catcher, Berger, drops the ball. Oh, he had it in his glove but could not squeeze it. And that does go as an error, even though the at-bat is extended. The first error of the game, and Anderson gets a huge break. Anderson at 1 for 2. Yeah, even if the at-bat is not over, you can still be charged with an error on a ball that is actually hit instead of a bad throw. And the 0-1. The curveball stays high. Mustangs can break this thing open right now with a 4-1 lead in the 4th inning. At third is Bauer. Daniels at second. The pitch. Swung on, driven into the deep right center field gap. And to his left is Contreras making the running catch, but Bauer will tag. Advancing to third is Daniels. And the Mustangs on the sac fly by Chris Anderson, who's driven in 3, now lead 5-1. Contreras hadn't played perfectly, even though that ball was hit extremely hard. Here comes Reyes Rodriguez. He's 1 for 2. Rodriguez had a base hit, then struck out. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and tapped up the third base side. Charging, fielding, throwing, and retiring Rodriguez for the final out of the inning is Joel Adega. However, the Mustangs score 2 runs in the inning. Mustangs do it on 3 hits. There was 1 error and a man left. 3.5 complete. Fort Morgan 5, Skyview 1. This is B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan 5, Skyview 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. John Beltran with you in Thornton as the Mustangs have scored those runs over the last 2 innings. Skyview will send up the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, the heart of the order, Ken Chavez, Brandon Behringer, and Austin Braswell against the right-hander Jared Boehm, who to this point has thrown 36 pitches, 23 for strikes, and 13 for balls. Chavez popped out to the second baseman, Rodriguez, in his opening at bat, the pitch, and he bounces that one in there. One ball and no strikes. And that is down 2-0 with the next delivery. 2 balls and no strikes to the opening hitter at the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see if Boehm just tries to groove one in there for a strike. He winds and delivers. That fastball is right over the plate at the knees. It's strike 1.
Make him work, Kenny. Make him work.
2-1 to the right-handed hitting Kenny Chavez. Wind and pitch. Fastball right there, outer half at the knees again. 2-2.
Here we go. Tough for
Yeah,
2
Boehm
now.
bringing it the last 2 pitches. Reared back for something extra. And the offering. Fastball is high.
Here we go. Base hit.
Count
1
moves to
now.
3-2. Payoff pitches coming to Chavez. And here it is. Curveball is lifted into left center field. Kyle Daniels to his right makes the 2-handed grab. There's 1 down. Nice jump by the Mustang center fielder to make the play. One down. Here's Brandon Behringer, who is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Behringer settles in. Not close to the plate at all. He can probably hit it to the right side pretty well. The breaking ball is down and away. 1-0 to Behringer. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. The Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. Down and away. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union at the Brush Grocery Cart. 2 balls and no strikes. To Behringer, the base is empty. 1 down, bottom of the 4th inning. Fort Morgan 5, Skyview 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss on another bender. Count is at 2-1. Again, you can follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com or on Facebook at B106 or Twitter at B106 for inning-by-inning updates. Swung on, driven into the right center field gap. To his right is Aguilar. He dives, cannot make the catch, goes under his glove, and the ball rolls all the way to the screen. Picked up by Daniels. Behringer's around second, headed to third. The throw, and he's going to be in there with a 1-out triple. Ball gets away, backed up over there by the pitcher, Bohm. Aguilar could have played it on a hop for a single, but he dove for the ball, goes as a straight-up triple. And now Skyview threatening with Austin Braswell, about to step in.
Here we go, Austin. Your time now.
Bring him home.
Let's go, Deuce.
Courtesy runner out there, not sure who that is. We don't have a 30 on the roster for Skyview. Here is Braswell, who was 0 for 1.
Come on, Austin.
Line and pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inner half.
Hey, now you seen it?
No balls and 1 strike.
Here we go, Austin.
Braswell back in the box. Runner takes the lead off of third. And the pitch. Swung on line. That's a base hit into left center field. And no Mustang is close to that baseball. Braswell around first. He's to second. Daniels picks up the ball right now. And Braswell heads for third. He'll have a 1-out RBI double. And Fort Morgan now leads Skyview by a 5-2 count after back-to-back triples.
Go, Ricardo.
Ricardo Balderrama is 0 for 1.
Warm it up a little bit, huh?
And now the Mustangs with a conference on the hill. Yeah, a couple of fastballs by Bohm that found the heart of the plate. But they still have a 3-run lead. And neither team really generated much offense over the first 2 innings. Well, that's changed in the third and the fourth. Drastically. Here's the wind and the pitch to Balderrama. And he lays a bunt up the third base side. And that ball's going to go to Swedzik, and he's got no play. Cosman couldn't get to the ball as Balderrama lays down a perfect bunt. Braswell scores. It's now a 5-3 game. A perfect bunt there by Balderrama. The tying run is Marcos Gomez, who struck out. He's 0 for 1.
Go, Marcos.
The stretch by Bohm. Throw back to first, back in standing, Balderrama. Oh, this could turn into a brand new ball game with the Mustangs. Cannot get out of this inning anytime soon.
Hey, be ready on the base.
That was just a well-executed play by Skyview. Can't do anything about that. A runner going, and that's laid down the first base side. Nobody's there. That ball's headed towards shallow right field as the runner was going. Balderrama to third. Gomez with a bunt single, the second straight bunt single for Skyview. Wow. They're putting on a clinic. That's 4 consecutive hits for the Wolverines. That'll bring up Brian Gutierrez. Here comes Josh Langford. He'll have a conversation on the hill. Let's see if there's going to be a pitching change at all. I don't think so. The earlier conversation was amongst the infielders, so doesn't have to be pulled at this point. But Rodriguez was taking off for second when the runner went, and the bunt went towards second base, a very hard bunt. Perfectly executed by Gomez. So the inning continues with only one out. For Brian Gutierrez, he's 1 for 1 in the game. Well, this had the look of a low-scoring game. Not anymore. Not anymore. Let's see if the Mustangs can somehow come up with a double play or something to shorten this inning. The stretch by Bohm. And the pitch. Squaring to bunt, lays it up right back towards the pitcher, Bohm. Runner goes to second. Throw to first is high. Runner heads home. The throw, the tag, safe. The out is recorded at first. As Balderrama scores, it's now 5-4. That'll go 1-3 on the bunt.
Come on, Diego.
And really,
Hey, here we go.
Balderrama scored on the throw. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and popped foul. No balls and 1 strike to Diego Vigil. So Balderrama scored from third, but I didn't score that as an RBI because he took off at the throw to second and safe. Very close play at second as getting back was Gomez, but I didn't score that as an RBI because the runner took off later. Took off from the throw to first. Stretch by Bowman, the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
What's up, man? Hey, all you need is one.
No balls and 2 strikes. Bohm looking to end the inning right now. And the pitch. Fastball down and away.
Hey, load early. Let's go now.
1-2. With a runner at second, already 3 across.
Let's go. Tough for 2
In
now.
this inning for Skyview. Bohm stretches. Looks back at second. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a ball in the dirt. And Schneider has to pick it up. He'll throw to first. And the hitter is retired. As Vigil strikes out. However, in the inning, there were 4 hits for Skyview. They get 3 runs and a man left. We head to the 5th. Fort Morgan's lead is down to 1. 5-4 over the Wolverines on B106 and B106.com. Wes Anderson takes a changeup in the dirt to begin the 5th inning. Fort Morgan leads Skyview 5-4 after the Wolverines tallied 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see if the Mustangs can get some of those runs back. The pitch in the dirt to the screen. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson in the game so far has grounded out to second and singled to right. Now has the count in his favor. And the offering. Curveball is lifted into center field. Contreras to his right. A long run for him, but the ball hangs up and he makes the catch. Anderson at 1 for 3 as the out is recorded. 1 down in the 5th inning. James Blackston popped out and singled. He's 1 for 2.
Keep that ball low.
Diego Vigil, the right-hander, has thrown 67 pitches so far. Wind and pitch. Swung on. That one is popped foul and out of play on the changeup. No balls and 1 strike. Let the State Farm Insurance Office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 8-4, 245, 55. The pitch. Swung on and tapped up the third baseline. Foul. It made contact with Blackston in the batter's box, so it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. To James Blackston. Here's the 1 pitch in the dirt. Count moves to 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Berger lays down the sign. And the pitch from Vigil. Swung on. That ball is grounded right back off the pitcher. Vigil towards the shortstop. Chavez picks it up, throws, and late. That'll be, we'll call it a base hit. Yeah, it took a tricky hop towards the pitcher, and it's very difficult to call errors on pitchers unless it's a Sunday hop, which that one appeared that it was not. So it might be a charity base hit, but we'll give it to him. Here's Jared Bohm, because the ball was not hit very well. The Mustangs with 9 hits, Skyview was 7. Bohm has popped to center and popped to third. He's 0 for 2. Blackston with a short lead at first. Mustangs lead 5-4 in the 5th with 1 down. The offering. Changeup is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And then we're going to have a conference here on the hill as Coach Rolla comes out. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush is Equitable Savings and Loan with financial solutions for you. And look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs at 815 Fremont, 867-8261 Valley View Villa. When play resumes, 1 ball, no strikes, 1 down, 1 on, and the Mustangs lead by 1, 5-4 in the top of the 5th inning. With Jared Bohm at the plate, the pitcher of record. Blackston with a short lead at first. Stretched by Vigil. And the offering. In the dirt with another changeup. It's 2-0. Yeah, Fort Morgan was up comfortably 5-1, and then the Wolverines came up with back-to-back triples and then back-to-back bunt singles. The offering. Swung on and driven deep into center field. Contreras is back, still going back, shy of the track and makes the catch. Blackston retreats to first. And there's 2 down. Bohm gave it a long ride, but it was straight away.
Come on, Diego.
Tony Zwedzig is grounded out and lined to left. He's 0 for 2.
Come on, T-Bone. Let's do it. Go.
Mustangs trying to generate a 2-out rally. The stretch by Vigil. The pitch. Changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes to the Mustang senior shortstop. Berenger lays down the sign. Runner going. Swung on, tap foul at the first base side. Blackston had a great jump, but he has to go back to first. It's 1-1. Say it all the time in baseball. In a close game, the home team has that advantage of that final at bat. That's why the Mustangs have got to try to extend this lead. 1-1. In the dirt, bounces off Berenger to his right. He picks it up. Blackston takes off for second. He's in there successfully off the wild pitch.
Come on, son.
2 balls and 1 strike.
Right there.
Zwedzig back in the box, the stretch, and the offering. Swing and a miss, and a ball tailing away from the hitter. 2-2. I don't know if he was trying to go to right field, but he certainly has a gap there with a second baseman, Gutierrez, playing towards the bag. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a man at second, the stretch. Pitch to Zwedzig. In the dirt, blocked by Behringer. It's 3-2. Big pitch coming up in this game. 3-2 to Zwedzig. The stretch. And the offering. That is outside on the changeup. He walks. Austin Cosman will now hit. Cosman with a walk and a home run, and we'll have a visit to the hill. There will be a pitching change, so we'll take it with him. We'll take a 3-minute break with a score. Fort Morgan 5, Skyview 4 in the top of the 5th inning on B106 and B106.com. Diego Mireles is the new pitcher for Skyview, and he throws the ball to Austin Cosman with runners at first and second, 2 down. 5-4 Fort Morgan at the top of the 5th inning. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cosman has walked and then delivered a solo home run in the 4th inning. Blackson at second, Zwedzig at first. And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball is down and away. Count is at 2-1. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank. When you need banking advice, stop by and see one of their loan officers Monday through Friday, 321 Ensign, Morgan Federal Bank. There's a difference. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch in the dirt. 3-1. To Austin Cosman. This was a scoreless game until the 3rd. Mustangs scored 3 runs. Skyview with a run. Mustangs with 2 in the 4th. Skyview with 3 in the bottom half. 3 balls, 1 strike. Long pause. The pitch. Fastball, a strike. Outer half just above the knees. It's 3-2. Runners will be taking off with the pitch. If Cosman hits something in the gap, that should score 2. Because Zwedzig will be at second by the time the ball's hit. And he'll be at full speed. The stretch. Mireles with a long pause and the pitch. Curveball is way outside. Cosman has been on base all 3 times. And the bases are loaded for Joey Schneider, who hit into a fielder's choice and doubled. 1 for 2 in the game. This will be huge for the Mustangs if they can score. They had a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the 4th before Skyview tallied 3. Diego Mireles, the right-hander. It's the sign in the pitch. Over but low with a fastball. It's 1-0. And if Mireles can retire Schneider, I don't know how much longer he'll actually be out there considering he just walked a hitter. 1 in the 1-0. Fastball right there for a strike. At the knees, down the middle, it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. 2 down, and the bases are loaded with the Mustangs up 5-4 in Thornton against Skyview. The pitch, swing and a miss, pulled the string a little bit. It is 1-2. Big at bat for this 9th place hitter. At third is Blackson. Zwedzig at second. Cosman at first. Mireles from the windup. The pitch. Curveball is outside. 2-2. Schneider surveying the field before he steps back in. It'll be a 2-2 to the Mustang junior catcher. Behringer lays down the sign. And the pitch in the dirt. Gets away from Behringer, but not far enough to advance any runner. Now here we go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nowhere to put them. to Joey Schneider. This could be the pitch of the game. In a one-run game in the top of the fifth inning. Runners will take off with a pitch, so any base hit in the outfield will score 2 easily and maybe 3. 3-2 to Schneider. Wind by Mireles. The pitch. That is just outside. Oh, my gosh, that was close. That missed by a fingernail. It's a bases-loaded walk to Schneider. Blackston scores. And the Mustangs now lead 6-4. Here's Kyle Daniels. Boy, that was close. He didn't miss by much. But Joey Schneider had a great eye there. Daniels is 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. Line and pitch. Outside. Threw him the heater. Count is sitting at 1-0. Wind and offering, squaring to bunt. But that's just to distract the pitcher. It's outside 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Daniels. Wind and pitch. Way outside, not even close. Boy, that walk. Mustangs might extend the lead even more here. 3 balls and no strikes. Daniels won't be swinging here. He might not swing at the next pitch if this is a strike. And that is right over the plate. 3-1 to Kyle Daniels. Mustangs looking for their second straight RBI walk. The pitch. And that is on the outside corner. Very close. But it's 3-2. Swedzik at third. Cosman at second. Bauer, the courtesy runner, at first. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The wind by Mireles. The pitch. Outside. He walked him with a fastball. Swedzik scores on the RBI walk to Daniels. It's now 7-4. Let's see if we do have another pitching change. And that's how important one pitch can be. Yeah, just a conference on the hill. The inning is extended here for the Mustangs as Chris Anderson will bat. Anderson already has 3 RBIs in the game. Had a 2-run single to get the Mustangs on the board in the third. Anderson officially is 1 for 3. A line drive, a single, and then that line drive was a sac fly. And it is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. The ball was in the dirt. Yeah, 1 for 2 officially, actually. I've got a 1 for 3, but 1 for 2 because of the sac fly. The pitch. That is on the outside corner with a fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Wind and offering. That is low and away. 2-1. 21 pitches thrown by Mireles already and only 7 for strikes. Cosman at third, Bauer at second, Daniels at first. 7-4, Fort Morgan. The offering. Swung on in line towards the shortstop. Chavez plays it on a hop. Steps on the second base bag for the force. And the inning is finally over. However, the Mustangs coupled up with a couple of runs. They benefited from a couple of walks. The bases were left loaded as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 4 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs lead the Skyview Wolverines by a score of 7-4 as we're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. This game is really slowed down because of extended innings. The pitch. Fastball, a strike over the plate. To Esquir Contreras, a ground out and a double. He's 1 for 2. Double drove in a run, the offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball off the glove of Schneider. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Bohm has thrown only 57 pitches, 38 strikes, 19 balls, so he's certainly not worn down. He's got 9 more outs to record. And the 0-2. Curveball is grounded on the right side towards the first baseman, Anderson. Pitcher covering, throw to Bohm is high, and he's on the base for the out! As Bohm landed on the base, excellent play by the Mustang pitcher on the errant throw there by Anderson. 3-1 scored officially. There's 1 down. Yeah, that was anything but easy. 1 down for Joel Adega. Singled and grounded to short. He is 1 for 2. How about a little 1-2-3 inning to move this game along? Wine and pitch. Fastball is fouled off the catcher Schneider to the screen. It is 0-1. Yeah, Bohm wants to work quickly here and get back in the dugout. The pitch. Fastball is up and away. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Skyview at 3-1 in Colorado 7 league play, 6-1 overall. The Mustangs at 2-0 in league play, 5-4 overall. And the offering, swing and a miss and a fastball up and away.
Come on, Tay, let's go, babe.
Count moves to 1-2. Wine and offering. Curveball is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All you need is 1, babe. Let's go.
2-2. The pitch swung on line into right field on a hanging curveball. That is a base hit, and it gets through the right fielder, Aguilar, all the way toward the fence. He's still chasing down that baseball. Around second to third is Adega. That'll be a single and a 2-base error. I don't know how he missed that ball. Just went right off him. That'll bring up Kenny Chavez.
Come on, Kenny, you do, babe.
Oh, another opportunity here for the Skyview team to get right back in the game. Wine in the pitch. Curveball is right over the plate, but high. Chavez has popped out twice, so he's 0 for 2, but Skyview threatening again. Down 7-4 with 1 out and a man at third in the 5th inning. Bohm delivers. Swung on foul down the right side. Count levels at 1-1. And the Mustangs don't care if they sacrifice a run for an out. They still have 8 outs to record. And the offering. Curveball is grounded left side. Zwedzik with a play at short. Fields throws in the run, and that's going to be late. An infield single as Adega scores. Chavez now 2 for 3. Now 7-5. Nothing that Zwedzik could do. He made an excellent play in the hole, but the ball was hit in the perfect spot. Here's Brandon Behringer. Yeah, that's just a product of bad luck there. Stretch by Bohm. Throw back to first. They have the runner trapped. Going to second. Anderson throws the tag. And safe. Anderson threw it too late. He got rid of that baseball way too late for some reason. And Chavez has the steal. Yeah, he held on to that baseball. By the time he fired it, Chavez was already well down that line. Yeah, I thought he might have thought he was going to get him in a rundown, but he just took off. The stretch. Pitch to Behringer. The breaking ball is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. A wild game here. Undoubtedly. The 0-1. Curveball right over there for a strike as well. Down the middle of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes.
Here we go, Brandon. All you need is one now, kid.
To Brandon Behringer. Stretched by Bohm. Can he put him away on 3 pitches? The offering. Curveball's taken for a ball. Runner goes to third. The slide. And to third base as Cosman applies the tag. Chavez is caught stealing, and there's 2 down. A bullet throw by Joey Schneider. So 2 down in the inning. And it's a 1-2 count to Behringer, who was struck out and tripled. He's 1 for 2. Line and pitch. Breaking ball is in the dirt.
There you go, Jared.
Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the Skyview catcher. And the offering. Swung on. That ball is grounded up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. And that's why that caught stealing was huge as far as the Mustangs. Well, both teams were concerned for that matter. That more than likely would have scored a run, but instead, it just extends the inning. And Austin Braswell will now hit with 2 down, lined out and tripled. And a courtesy runner at first. 10 hits in the game for Skyview, the Mustangs with 9. Now, we've had 3 very entertaining offensive innings. And both Fort Morgan and Skyview have scored in each of the last 3 innings. Throw back to first, back in diving. Tying run is at the plate. And the Mustangs have led the entire way, but it's only a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch swung on, grounded right side. That's a base hit into right field. That should advance the runner 1 base. Aguilar gets down on that baseball to make sure it stays in front of him. Hit number 11 for Skyview. 2 on for Balderrama.
Bring him home.
A ground out and a bunt single. He is 1 for 2 in the game. Now, Bohm still hasn't thrown too many pitches, 72. If he can get out of this quickly, he still could go the distance. The stretch and the offering. And that one is a swing and a grounder to third. And Cosman throws to first offline. And the tag was applied late. I don't know what Cosman did over there. All he had to do was step on the bag. That was like a half swing, and Cosman could have stepped on the bag. The inning would have been over. Instead, he elected to throw to first. Offline, it's an error on the Mustang third baseman. And the bases are loaded for Marcos Gomez. Now, I've never seen a swing like that. That was in between a bunt and a full swing. It's a shortened swing. You see that in softball. So the bases are loaded. I could have sworn that Cosman was just going to back up a couple of steps and just step on the bag. It would have ended the inning. Instead, he elected to throw it across the diamond, and it was offline as Anderson applied the tag, but too late. Marcos Gomez now hits for Skyview. He is 1 for 2, struck out in a bunt single. Swing, and a miss in a fastball right down the middle. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. There's a big hitter for both teams in a 7-5 game with a tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. And the offering. Fastball is up and away.
There you go, make him work.
1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch by JB. The pitch. Swing and foul tipped at the plate.
Stay on it, babe. Stay on it.
1 and 2. Yeah, that's the thing. Bohm hasn't generated too many strikeouts today. Yeah, we'll update those stats coming up a little bit later. Swung on and grounded foul up the first base side on the 1-2. Yeah, since we do everything electronically, sometimes it doesn't cooperate as much as we'd like to. Yeah, Bohm in the game so far has struck out 3, but he has not walked a hitter. Wind. 1-2 pitch. Fastball is up and away. He struck out the final hitter in each of the first 2 innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The bases loaded. Fort Morgan leads Skyview 7-5 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The left-handed Gomez awaits the pitch from Jared Bohm. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, striking out Gomez. The inning is over. Skyview scores a run on 4 hits, 2 Mustang errors, and the bases were left loaded. 5 complete. Fort Morgan 7, Skyview 5 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs lead the Skyview Wolverines 7-5 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. And every time the Mustangs score, Skyview comes right back. Reyes Rodriguez will now hit a base hit in his first at bat. Diego Mireles with a pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball that was above his eyes. Rodriguez not happy with himself at all. It is 0-1. Rodriguez also struck out. 1 for 3 officially. Swing and a miss. Got challenged with a fastball. Could not catch up. It's 0-2. In his third at bat, he grounded to third. No balls and 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter in the lineup. Line and offering. Curveball is way outside. Ball 1, strike 2 to Reyes Rodriguez. Mustangs being out-hit in this game 11-9, but lead 7-5. Thanks in part to a couple of bases-loaded walks to Schneider and to Kyle Daniels. The pitch swung on and fisted foul up the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Hometown service and a higher plane. High Plains Bank in Wiggins at 502 Central Avenue. For assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit, or checking account, see what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. And B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready to be delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. That's new appliances at B&B Appliance. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reyes Rodriguez. And the pitch. Curveball is outside. Mireles came into the game in relief of Diego Vigil in the 5th inning. He's still the pitcher of record, Vigil is. 2-2 to Double R. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to the left side of shortstop Chavez. Backhand sets, throws, and 1 down. Rodriguez is out on a very good play by the Wolverines shortstop. That'll bring up Wes Anderson, who's grounded out, singled, and flied out. 1 for 3. Has hit every ball to the outfield, but 2 of those in the air that were chased down. Line by the right-hander, the pitch. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Got fooled by the breaking ball. It is 0-1 to Wes Anderson. Mustangs scored 3 in the third, 4 in the, 2 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. Skyview 1 run in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Anderson swings and grounds it foul up the first base side. Count moves to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Anderson with the bases empty, and the Mustangs up by 2 in the 6th inning as the temperature begins to drop. The sun has disappeared. The offering up and away with a heater. 1-2. Very nice facility out here at Skyview High School in Thornton. Lots of room between the catcher and the backstop, that's for sure. The offering swung on foul to the screen. Count stays at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Wes Anderson. Mireles delivers. Swung on, line down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It is fair. Headed towards the fence. Anderson is around first. He's headed to second with a one-out double. And we know the Mustangs need that, considering that they're in a situation where they're the visiting team in a close game. Here's James Blackston, who's popped out and singled twice. One of those went off the starting pitcher, Vigil, credited with a base hit. And Skyview is going to be very stingy about allowing Anderson to score from second. The stretch. Mireles looks back. Long pause in the pitch. And a check swing, grounder foul up the first base side. Blackston tried to get out of the way. Instead, it's 0-1. Yeah, those are ones that you're not happy with yourself because you realize you just wasted a strike and gave it to the pitcher. No balls and one strike. 1 out, 1 on in the 6th. Mireles again with a long pause and the pitch. And that fastball is a strike down the middle at the knees. 0-2. Anderson is not a threat to steal third. Got a sizable lead, but he wants to be batted in. Stretch by Mireles. Blackston awaits the 0-2. And here it is. Curveball is grounded foul up the first base side. Count stays at 0-2. To James Blackston. Fort Morgan has led since the 3rd inning. But Skyview has not gone away. Berenger lays down the sign. And the 0-2 pitch. The curveball is upstairs. 1-2. And long pauses when Mireles goes to the stretch. Let's see, we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the pitch. And that's down and away. Throw back to second. Anderson back in standing. 2-2. Yeah, your fielders really have to stay alert when you take that much time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, 1 on in the top of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan leads Skyview 7-5. James Blackston, the hitter. Diego Mireles, the pitcher. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. Blackston strikes out. 2 down for Jared Bohm. In his last at-bat, he gave it a ride all the way towards the center field track. A warning track, that is, but it was caught by Contreras. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Trying to help his own cause. The offering. Swing and a miss. He pulled off that fastball. That left foot was up the third baseline. No way that Jared could make contact with that pitch. In fact, if you're Mireles, you got to throw it there every time now until Bohm proves that he can hit that outside pitch. 0-1. The stretch and the offering. The curveball is right down the middle for a strike, belt high. And it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Jared Bohm with 2 down in the 6th inning. Mustangs are looking to extend a 2-run lead. Bohm awaits the pitch, a long pause. Here it is. Curveball is lined into left field. That's a base hit. Anderson to third. He's going to be sent home. The throw towards the plate will not be made. Anderson scores. And the Mustangs lead 8-5 as Bohm was giving a hanger. And he took advantage of it and nailed the breaking ball into left field. And the Mustangs have scored in 4 consecutive innings. Big base hit for JB. Here's Tony Zwedzig, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh, that was critical for Fort Morgan. Maybe they're not done yet either. The stretch by Mireles. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Berenger. Ball gets away, and Berenger can't find it. Advancing to second is Bohm on the wild pitch. So another runner in scoring position for the Mustangs, who now have a 3-run lead.
Come on, Skyview!
1 ball, no strikes. On Tony Zwedzig. The stretch by Mireles. Another long pause. And the pitch. Fastball is high. 2-0. Fort Morgan's biggest lead was 5-1 after 3.5 innings. That was an inning in which Austin Cosman hit a home run. In fact, Cosman is on deck. 2-0. The pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. We are live pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com or by inning. You can check us out on Twitter at B106. And the 2-1. Fastball right down the middle. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tony Zwedzig. Mustangs with an 8-5 lead in the top of the 6th inning. Berenger lays down the sign. Long pause. And the pitch. This ball is up and in. 3-2. If you can get Cosman up there, we know he's got a ton of power. 3-2 to Tony Zwedzig, with Bohm leading off of second. The stretch. Mireles with a pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Count stays at 3-2. This game is going to be a 2.5-hour affair the way we're going. We're at 1 hour and 50 minutes already. We're still not through the top of the 6th inning. Berenger lays down the sign. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Chavez backhands, throws to first. That is low, and it's not dug out by the first baseman Gomez. Zwedzig reaches on the air by Chavez as the inning continues. Anderson advances to third. Here's Austin Cosman, who's walked twice and homered. That could prove to be a big error there by the Wolverines if Cosman can deliver. And Zwedzig might be taking off for second as well. Short lead at first. Mireles throws back to first, back in standing as Zwedzig. The Mustangs have tallied 1 run in this inning on Jared Bohm's RBI single. He's standing at third. Now he's got a short lead, while Zwedzig has 1 at first. Stretch. Pitch to Cosman. In the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And Mireles making sure that Zwedzig doesn't take off for second, but if he gets the hitter, that really doesn't matter. The offering, and that is in the dirt, blocked beautifully by Berenger. That was headed to the screen. 2-0. 51 pitches already in relief thrown by Mireles, and he came into the game 1 inning ago. 27 strikes, 24 balls. And the 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0. And Joey Schneider, who has a double and a bases-loaded walk, is standing on deck. 3 balls and no strikes. Cosman awaits. That's right down the middle for strike 1. Three and one. Bohm at third. Swedzik at first. 3-1 to Cosman. The right-hander Mireles comes home. Swung on and popped up into center field. Contreras is way back towards the fence, and that ball is going to be gone! Holy mahungus! It's a home run for Cosman! A 3-run shot straight away center. His second round tripper of the game. And the Mustangs now lead the Wolverines 11-5. What a blast by Austin Cosman. Raw power. And hopefully that has broken the game wide open. It looked like a routine fly ball initially, but it just carried. That'll bring up Joey Schneider. Wind and pitch. Swung on. That ball's lifted into center field. That won't carry as far as Cosman's. Contreras looking for it, and he makes the catch. As he finds the baseball, and the inning is over. However, the Mustangs put together a very nice inning, thanks in part to that 3-run homer by Austin Cosman. In the inning, the Mustangs score 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. 5.5 complete. Fort Morgan 11, Skyview 5 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs have their biggest lead of the game. It's 11-5 after scoring 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning. As Austin Cosman delivered his second home run of the game, a 3-run bomb over the center field fence. And Jared Bohm begins his 6th inning of work for Fort Morgan now with a, hopefully, what's a comfortable cushion. As the right-handed hitter steps in for Skyview. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering in the dirt. 2-0 to Brian Gutierrez. 1 for 2 in the game. Bohm with a pitch. Fastball is on the inside corner, strike 1. 2-1. We haven't had a 1-2-3 inning, I believe, since the second. The offering. We might not hear either. That breaking ball's in the dirt, 3-1. Bohm with 54 strikes and 29 balls. 83 pitches thrown so far in this game. He does have plenty left in the tank. The offering. Fastball is high, and he walks the leadoff hitter. But his first walk of the game, Bohm has been in control. That'll bring up Diego Mireles. Now hitting in that number 9 spot for the starter, Vigil, the stretch. Throw back to first, and the ball skips by Anderson. Up the right side towards the right field fence. Gutierrez to second, round second. He's headed for third. The long throw, Cosman applies the tag, and he's out! What a throw by Anderson! What a play! It'll be scored an error on Bohm. And then Gutierrez, trying to take an extra base, was tagged out by the third baseman, Cosman. Oh, there's 1 down. The pitch. Fastball is outside. One ball, no strikes. And the offering. That fastball's a strike on the outer half just above the knees. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Diego Mireles. That's the second base running mistake that maybe the third that they've made in this game. The breaking ball is at the knees for a strike on the inside half. 1-2 to Mireles. Fort Morgan leads 11-5 over Skyview. They had an RBI single from Bowman, a 3-run homer from Cosman in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back on the breaking ball. Count remains at 1-2. Now, more than likely, Bohm will eclipse the 100 pitch mark if he goes the distance, but he's still throwing pretty hard. 1-2 pitch. Just outside, went with a heater. 2-2. Schneider gets the sign from the dugout and Coach Langford. 2-2 offering. Fastball just outside. Nice frame there by Schneider, but when you clearly frame it like he did, it indicates that it's outside the zone. 3-2. Come on, Jared. Let's get it right down the middle here. The pitch. That is over but low, and he's walked a second hitter in the inning. Eswir Contreras will now bat. And Jonathan Corral will be the courtesy runner. So Contreras steps in. Against Bohm, Contreras is grounded out twice, and in between that, an RBI double. We'll take a double play here to get this over with. And head to the 7th. Throw back to first, and Corral not fooled at all. He's back in diving. The stretch by Bohm. And that throw to first, I don't think he threw it. No, just a step off. Yeah. Decent acting job, but Anderson took off like the ball was thrown away, and there was no throw there by Bohm. He just stepped off and faked the throw. If you step off the back, you can fake the throw. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle towards second. Rodriguez steps in the back for one. Throws to first. Double play. 4-3. And the inning is over. As we head to the 7th, Fort Morgan 11, Skyview 5 on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back with you as we finally have headed to the 7th inning. Fort Morgan leading Skyview 11-5. And Kyle Daniels at the top of the order will lead off in the 7th. Wow. Now the weather's arriving. Little wind, a drop in temperature, and the pitch. All-speed pitches up and away. Yeah, we better get this thing over with quickly. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, you can feel it about to get ugly. It was nice for 5+ innings. Change up is low and away. 2-0. Just throw strikes here at this point. Both sides. Daniels is 2 for 3. Popped out, doubled twice, and walked. And the 2-0. That's right there on the outside half for a strike. Took something off that fastball. It's 2-1. And Mireles has labored since coming into the game. 31 strikes, 27 balls. And the 2-1. Over but low, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Daniels. Berenger lays down the sign. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. Nice play on a hop by Ortega. Sets and throws, and Daniels is out. 1 down in the 7th. Here's Chris Anderson. 1 for 3 officially. Line drive, a 2-run single, a sac fly, and a liner, and a fielder's choice. Mireles gets the sign. And the pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Mireles looks in. And the offering, squaring to bunt. And did he wave at it? I don't think he did. He backed off it. 2-0 to Chris Anderson. Mustangs looking to start a rally here in the 7th inning. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded right up the middle. The shortstop, Chavez, cannot get to it. It's a base hit into center field. And the Mustangs have a one-out single from Chris Anderson. That'll send up Reyes Rodriguez. Rodriguez hitting in the 3-hole. Is 1 for 4, a single, struck out, and he grounded out twice. And we do have a courtesy runner didn't spot who that was for the Mustangs. Up the first base side. Yeah, we'll get that name here momentarily. Nonetheless, Rodriguez steps in for the Mustangs. Mireles looks back, short lead at first. The stretch. Pitch to Rodriguez. Swung on and lifted extremely high into left field. Should be an easy play. Settling to his left and making the catch is Valderrama. Runner retreats to first. There's 2 down. Got underneath that one. And Rodriguez will end this game at 1 for 5. And now it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here for Wes Anderson. It'll be Jared Henderson. Henderson with his first at bat of this game, with 2 down in the 7th inning, and the Mustangs leading Skyview 11-5. The stretch by Diego Mireles. And the pitch, swinging a foul towards the third base dugout occupied by Skyview. It is 0-1. The big hitting star of this game for Fort Morgan is Austin Cosman. A solo home run in the 4th and a 3-run shot in the 6th. Fort Morgan has scored in each of the last 4 innings, but shut out so far in the 7th. Pitch to Henderson. Swung on and fouled straight back. Count is at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 down and 1 on. Mustangs lead by 6. Short lead at first. The stretch. Mireles delivers. Curveball is outside. 1-2 to Henderson. James Blackston is on deck. And it's getting a little overcast, but no threat of rain. Mustangs need just 3 outs, but they're still at the plate here. The stretch. Henderson awaits the 1-2. Here it is. Breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mireles has not thrown as many pitches as the starter Vigil, but he's not far behind, I'll tell you that right now. Not far behind at all. 2-2. The stretch. Pitch to Henderson. Down and away with a fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mustang runner will be taking off from first base on this pitch to Jared Henderson. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Mustangs chattering it up in the dugout. The stretch. Henderson awaits the 3-2. Here it is. Runner goes. Swung on and grounded to third. Underneath the glove of Ortega into left field. Runner advances to third. And we'll call that a base hit. It was not an easy play there for Ortega. A base hit. And the inning continues for James Blackston. Still trying to get that courtesy runner. We'll find out, especially if he scores. It'll matter even more then. Here is Blackston. Popped out a couple of singles, including an RBI, and he struck out swinging. He's 2 for 4 in the game. Runners take their leads. Pitch to Blackston. Swung on and popped up on the right side into shallow right field. Second baseman Gutierrez is out and makes the running catch. And the inning is over. The Mustangs do not score for the first time since the second inning in the frame. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Fort Morgan 11, Skyview 5 on B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan 11, Skyview 5. Joel Adega hits the first pitch foul. He's 2 for 3. A couple of singles and a ground out. The pitch swung on and grounded to second. Reyes Rodriguez waits for the baseballs. Got it. Sidearms to first. There's 1 down. 1 down in the 7th as Jared Bohm has thrown 94 pitches. Here's Kenny Chavez, who's popped out twice and singled. The Mustangs trying to stay undefeated in Colorado 7 League play, doing it with their ace right-hander. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle, just above the knees. It's 0-1. Mustangs back in action on Friday at home, 4 o'clock against the Skyview team on B106 and B106.com. Swung on, grounded, right back to Bohm. Nice stab to his left. He tosses to first, and there's 2 down. Yeah, just in time to escape this weather. Brandon Behringer has struck out, tripled and singled. He's 2 for 3. As we have 2 down and the base is empty in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bohm gets the sign from Schneider. Wind and pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. The offering, swing and a miss to a fastball right by him again. Bohm in the game has 4 strikeouts and has walked 2. Be nice that he could end it here on the 99th pitch. 0-2 pitch in the dirt all the way to the screen, so he will throw 100 pitches in this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Behringer. Schneider lays down the sign. And the 1-2 offering. And did he wave at it on the breaking ball? They are not going to check it first. No appeal there. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Wind by Bohm. The pitch. Oh, he overthrew it to the screen. That's one where you don't try to throw it to the glove. He tried to throw it through the glove. 3-2 to Behringer. Behringer back in. Bohm had him 0-2. Is he going to get him right here? Curveball is over but low, and he walked him. That'll extend the game for Austin Braswell, who's 2 for 3, lined out, tripled, and singled. Courtesy runner at first. Man, we don't have on the roster. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Skyview's hit the ball pretty well today off of Bohm. They've got 11 hits. The Mustangs with 14. Stretch and pitch. Swung on and lined up the middle. That is a base hit into center field. That will extend the inning here for Ricardo Balderrama, who's grounded out, had a bunt single and reached on an error. Mustangs have committed 3 errors in the game, 2 for Skyview, and 4. Morgan has stranded 9. Skyview stranded just 5. Both teams left the bases loaded 1 time apiece. Ball with 2 runners on the stretch. Pitch to Balderrama. Curveball is fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Now the lights are not on, but it's getting a little bit darker, and it's only 6:12. Runners take their leads. Bohm looks back. 0-1. Swung on and fouled off to the right. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Ricardo Balderrama, the right-handed hitting left fielder for Skyview. Bohm looks back, and the pitch. Curveball is in the dirt, blocked by Schneider. 1-2. Schneider lays down the sign. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed on the ball in the dirt, and Schneider has to tag out Balderrama. And the Mustangs win the game by the score of 11-5. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left in the 7th for Skyview. Mustangs 11, Wolverines 5. A 2-minute break on B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Thornton. The Mustangs win the game over the Skyview Wolverines 11-5. Mustang post-game show brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you get the building you want when you want it, and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design as the Mustangs win the game 11-5. 11 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors. 9 left on base for Fort Morgan. 5 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. 7 left on base for Skyview. The winning pitcher was Jared Bohm as he went the distance. Diego Bihil took the loss. Time of the game, 2 hours and 17 minutes. The game was scoreless going into the 3rd inning, and that's when the Mustangs would get on the board. A 2-run single by Chris Anderson. Then James Blackston added an RBI single, making it 3-0. Skyview came back as Esquit Contreras had an RBI double, making it 3-1. But in the 4th inning, Austin Cosman with a home run, Chris Anderson with a sac fly made it 5-1. Skyview had their biggest inning in the bottom of the 4th with 3 runs. Austin Braswell's RBI triple, Ricardo Balderrama with an RBI single. He would later score on a fielder's choice. Fort Morgan came back in the top of the 5th. Joey Schneider drew a bases-loaded walk, as did Kyle Daniels, as it was 7-4. Kenny Chavez came back for Skyview in the bottom of the 5th inning with a run-scoring single. Then in the top of the 6th, the Mustangs broke it open. Jared Bohm with an RBI single, and then Cosman with a 3-run homer, and that would close out the scoring as the Mustangs improved to 3-0 in Colorado 7 league play, 6-4 overall. Skyview now at 6-2 overall and 3-2 in league play. These 2 teams will do it once again coming up on Friday, 4 o'clock, right here on B106 and B106.com. Outstanding job, as always, done by our sound engineer and producer, Braden Godin. We remind you can always follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsport.com, or follow us on Twitter for half-inning updates at B106 and Facebook as well on our B106 page. I'm John Beltran. The final score, Fort Morgan 11, Skyview 5 on B106 and B106.com.